Welcome in everyone to another live post-game edition of 410 Sports Talk. I'm Glenn Martin here with my co-host James Haskell, and DK is back in the background helping keep us straight. And this is an exciting return to form for the Baltimore Ravens, beating the Dolphins 28-6. And we cannot wait to get into all the post-game reaction and recap. But before we do, of course, we have to shout out our sponsor who is making this video possible. What do we got, Jimbo?
Of course, you guys already know who it is. Delete Me, of course. Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common. So common enough, of course, to make every one of us vulnerable. None of us are exempt from it. Look, data brokers make a profit off your data. Your profit, of course, is just simply a commodity like anything else you can buy online, and you got to protect it. What do they do with it? Of course, they take it. They can take your social security number. They can, mimic identifications. They can use it to purchase things. They can sell compromised credentials and otherwise without you even knowing it. So look, Delete Me has a way for you, helps you to be able to protect that information. You can get 20% off of your Delete Me when you go to joindeleteme.com/HIT and use promo code HIT at checkout. It's the only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/HIT. So go ahead and do it now. Get 20% off for our listeners. Protect yourself. Use HIT at checkout.
Let's get it. Let's get it. And speaking of let's get it, the Baltimore Ravens get back to their winning ways, beating the Dolphins 28-6. Manny says, are we back? Are the Dolphins a dumpster fire, or is it both? Hell of a dub, but man, it's still hard to have confidence we'd be able to beat a contender until they prove it. Well, they're not going to be able to have a chance to prove it till they play one. But to your point, I think it is both. I think that there's no doubt the Dolphins are a mess. Coach McDaniel, I believe, is on his last days of being a head coach in the NFL and will likely return to being an offensive coordinator at best and maybe even just an offensive assistant at first. But I do think the Ravens are, look, Lamar Jackson didn't look like, it's not the best we've ever seen from Lamar Jackson, but as we get into the stats, it was a hell of an efficient game, which is kind of what we expected going into it after taking a month off.
Yeah, it's crazy that you would say that, Glenn, because the stat line is still stupid.
Insane.
It's just dumb. You know how many guys would wish they would give their firstborn child to have that stat line? I mean, not even think about it twice, right?
Yep.
But you're right. Still certainly he was precise. He was electric, inspiring Lamar Jackson that we've ever seen. So certainly excited to see him continue as we go through this mini bye to get healthier and healthier. But yeah, it's finally a post-game party. And to answer the question, I think we're back, Glenn, and I think we're back. It has more to do with the fact that it has more to do with the defense than it does with the expected play of Lamar Jackson. We just gave up 6 points to say whatever you want. Mike McDaniels is a highly coveted offensive coordinator with good offensive weapons, Tyreek Hill or not. And we just kept them to 6 points. That to me is the statement in this game.
No, Jax, I did not spread any of the lag virus to Jimbo, okay? Stop it, Jax.
I'm sitting outside in a driveway because I'm trying to be courteous. I'm a guest at my in-laws' home, and I'm trying to be courteous to the fact that they go to bed early. I have a loud voice. It carries.
No.
So I'm trying to be – I know. Who would ever – you know what I mean?
I would never accuse you of being loud. Manny says on the bright side, though, Buchanan balled 3 rookie turnovers today. Yeah, we're going to get into it. We got a lot to talk about. I think we should start on the offensive side of things because, Lamar's return was kind of the biggest part of this whole operation. And as you can see there, for a game in which I don't think we saw the best out of Lamar, and it makes sense. Knocking some rust off, hasn't played in over a month. Also, I still think there was some questionable play calling, especially in the red zone once again. But look, 18 to 23, 204 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks, was sacked twice, had a 143 quarterback rating. Like you said, Jimbo, to start the show, how many quarterbacks would die for that? It's just like the old line from Aaron Rodgers back when I actually used to like him. They're like, he's like, a down year for me is a career year for most quarterbacks. So let's keep that into mind. And that's kind of what it was today. Like, most people would kill for this stat line, and yet Ravens fans are left wanting more, even though it's pretty spectacular.
Yeah, absolutely. What a fun and calm and exciting game, right?
Yeah.
My gosh,
Pretty relaxing.
Dude, look at these stats. I thought, let me get this. Mazabi, like Lamar, never left. At halftime, fans were pissed on Twitter and Reddit. Any chance you to get Judon on deadline? So there is one thing I want to say. I know we're going to talk about this, but I read a report that the Dolphins are not sellers.
Which
They're
is
not going to be sellers.
how
Stupid.
could they not be
So
when
dumb.
they're over? And by the way, if they were sellers, I want Chubb. Did you see what he did to pancake Pat Ricard? He
Oh my
pancaked
gosh.
Pat.
He did badly.
Badly. I've never seen Pat bullied like that. Like,
Mhm.
absolutely put on his ass. Yeah, if there's anybody up for grabs from them, I want him. But also, I'd take Jalen Phillips too if you're selling. But yeah, I mean, look, it was Baltimore South. We heard the Ravens fans early and often. We heard a defense chant in the first quarter. Like, it was insane. Dolphins fans by the end of it had bags or buckets over their head with eye holes cut out. Like, they're a mess. And by the way, I did see on Twitter how crazy, coincidental, and cool is this? Ken McCusick and Coach Evans coincidentally end up seated right next to each other in Miami at a football game.
So awesome, man.
Like, that is just insanely coincidental and pretty damn cool. But let's move on to some more of the stats after we talked about Lamar Jackson. Derrick Henry, I mean, boy, were they determined to get this guy 100 yards. I thought they kept him in the game a little bit too long, along with Lamar Jackson, but he got to his 100 yards, 19 carries, 119 also for the day with a long of 35 yards. Didn't get into the end zone, but man, a heck of a day and a nice bounce back after averaging 35 yards per game for the previous 3.
Yeah, man. He needed that. Super happy for him to get a breath of fresh air. I'll tell you what, these guys get scared when Derrick Henry gets on the edge. Did you see that? I mean, yeah, for sure. Did you see the tackle the guy made just dove at his ankles?
That's about what I would try.
Dove, dude. I mean, I guess I got to give him credit for the valiant effort, but yeah, no, it was a good one for him. Dude, one of the things I think that is underrated about Derrick Henry is I feel like he's really mentally, he's really strong. He's really mentally strong in that, like, he's really patient. He waits his turn. He pays his dues every game. He knows his turn is coming. And I don't know.
He's
I
no
feel
diva,
like,
that's for sure.
No, I feel like that's an underrated part of his game because you don't see him in the backfield hanging his head, shaking his head, getting upset, this, that, and the other, because he knows it's coming. It's just a matter of time. I think that's really awesome.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you'd like to have that from your best players, from your leaders, not a whiner, not a complainer. No. But look, he knows he's getting his. I mean, actually, there's been some occasions where he hasn't, but for the most part, he knows he's getting his at some point. 19 carries is a pretty good workload for him. A little disappointed not seeing more of Keaton Mitchell, but kind of what I thought, Jimbo, going into this game. Like, until proven otherwise, I just don't buy into the fact that the coaches are going to give Keaton a lot of run, even though I wish they would. 4 carries, just 11 yards, 2.8 per carry. Yeah, I mean, look, but I want to point out for all those, remember we were talking about this last show, who wanted to still trade Mark Andrews. And look, Isaiah, like we're going to get into, he had a good game. But Mark Andrews, look, we haven't gotten to the receiving yet. He had 2 carries for 2 first downs.
Yep.
You know, two QB
They worked
sneaks.
on that. They worked on that, dude. It looks so much better now.
Yeah, it does. It looks almost unstoppable now after kind of looking sloppy in the beginning. But let's get into the receiving. I thought Zay Flowers would have a big game. He ends up with 5 catches, 64 yards. Apparently first game back in South Florida since high school. So he hasn't returned, and he had about 50 or 60 people there to support him, including all 12 of his brothers and sisters. And so I thought he would get a large target share. He ends up with 5, converts all 5 into catches, and he was a shoestring tackle away from breaking that long one after an absolute dot thrown by Lamar Jackson down the sideline.
Yeah, man, I agree with you. That was a fun one to watch for Zay. Happy to have him back. I'm happy to have him back in South Florida, seeing his family out there and things like that. Man, you're right. That catch, I thought I was going to the house.
Oh man, what a dot!
When
dude,
he cut
perfectly
it
in stride.
And when he cut it back inside,
yes,
dude. Can I also say something? I think maybe it's just been a while since we've seen Lamar, but did Monken do a good job tonight? This could have been all Lamar, I guess, but I feel like they worked together on this at using his. I'm trying to think of how I say this properly. Using his motion when he has the football in his hands, when he's rolling out, when he's moving laterally, to stun the defense. Make them move forward. I mean, just create more open lanes downfield for his receivers to catch the ball. I mean, on that one, he did it. I'm sure there was
the fourth down. The fourth down was a perfect example.
Exactly. The fourth down was huge.
Yep.
And there was a few more of them. I think there was one to Isaiah Likely went for a first down. The other big one for that Isaiah Likely went long for.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we just haven't seen Lamar in a while, but I feel like they were dialing that up tonight. I love watching that. I feel like we would just, and I don't know, if we're not going to do play action, that's the next best thing.
I was just getting ready to say yes, because play action, still to me, we did way more play action with Snoop than we did with Lamar, and it just drives me crazy because the few times we did do it,
weird.
I mean, it just sucks the linebackers in, and he throws it right over their head. It's like taking candy from a baby. Blue Eli says, I am very pleased with the Ravens bouncing back. Lamar looks back to MVP form. Very happy to see Starks get his first interception. Let's keep the momentum. Yeah, I mean, that interception was, I think, what all Ravens fans thought we'd be seeing a little more of. His ability to play center field, high point a ball, come down with it over a smaller receiver. And, yeah, it was pretty cool to see. I thought that was the softest penalty. Like, when my dad grew up watching the Colts. When my dad saw that they called that penalty on Kyle Hamilton, it's just like, it blows his mind, some of the penalties that you see thrown nowadays. But, yeah, great play by Starks. Nice to see him finally get like a stat that you can actually see in the box score.
Yeah, no, I was happy for him and relieved for him because I know he's been getting beat on pretty bad. So yeah, definitely happy for him. Let's see what this next one says, EK, if you don't mind. Let's see. Joseph Eckert says Ryan and Garrett go ask EDC for a pass rusher. LOL.
Yes, please.
Well, maybe this is the thing is that Ryan and Garrett can do it all day. I would put our negotiating and persuading skills up against Ryan Garrett's any day.
Yeah, let us talk to you. Get us in the room with Eric DeCosta, and we'll show him some clips and bend his ear a little bit.
Right, just walk in there like this. All right, Eric, what do we got to do to get a pass rusher in here today?
Yesterday.
I got to talk to the manager. What do we do?
Yeah, let me talk to Steve-O. Quan says, we're not making it far without the trenches getting better. Tez Walker needs to be activated. He stretches the field like no one else on the roster. You know, look, I tend to agree with you on that. I mean, I think Tez brings an element to this offense that we don't have without him out there. And I think he does need to be active. Maybe not. Maybe they thought maybe not for this game, but I'm sorry. I think he needs to be active every game if he's healthy. But to his first point, yeah, I mean, I think the trenches still need some work. Obviously, the run game, you know, it was much improved, but man, I still don't see a lot of our offensive line getting to the next level, knocking guys off the ball, and same on defense. I mean, on the defensive side of the ball, we were getting ran on pretty consistently in the first half. Achane was finding holes and taking advantage of them, getting through them quickly. I think Kyle Hamilton is such a freak show. Like, there were some plays where he made the running back dance for 3 seconds in the backfield, and the running back was still able to turn it into a big play. I mean, it drove me crazy to watch, but man, Kyle Hamilton, bro, he is so good. It's unfreaking real, dude. Unreal.
Yeah, it's so cool to watch. It was fun to, I mean, he's been doing this for a while now, but it was fun to watch how, I mean, he's basically just a linebacker, an edge rusher, a safety,
a nickel,
a DB, he's just a football player.
Yeah.
It's so interesting to watch the rotation of the two linebackers, or, the three, if you count Kyle in there, right? Like when he comes down and he's next to Roquan and you see Teddy on the edge and then, and then you see, just, it's cool to watch. You can't do that with other players, man. It's absolutely impressive.
Yeah, Marcus Orr says this. Oh, perfect. Just what I mentioned. The call on Kyle's block was such a BS. Such BS. Even the commentary team had to say something about it. In today's game, that's a flag or something like that. Yeah, it is kind of crazy that that's a flag. Like when you just seen, like I said, my dad's eyes were as big as a saucer when he said, wait a minute, what's the call? I said, Dad, you have to wait for him to see you before you can block him. And he's like,
well, then what's the point of blocking?
He couldn't believe it. He's like, he thought I was joking. He literally laughed like he thought I was kidding. And then saw that it was, no, I'm serious. It was something, but we're going to get to the defensive.
Well, I do have to say though, really quickly, the worst call game certainly was that tripping call against
dude. What the hell? And then the assistant coach was tearing into his ass. And he's like, dude.
I was trying really hard to find something because I'm a Ravens fan. The only thing that I could see was at the very, very end of the play. He stuck his heel up very, very, and it was so minuscule. He like,
Yeah.
I mean, that was the worst call of the game. I also think that Nate Wiggins call was, I mean, I guess he had his right arm over him, but man, he was pursuing that football pretty hard.
Yeah. I thought the refs had a bad day, both sides, really. I think, I mean, look, the Ravens, obviously, with that one call, were the biggest beneficiaries of bad calls today because that took a 36-yard reception off the board and pushed them back 15 and killed their drive. Like, that was absolutely devastating for the Dolphins. But they missed some on our side, too. So, I just wish they had a guy in the booth who had all the cameras in front of him, who was a part of the officiating crew, who could immediately call down to the head ref and go, nope, that was the wrong call, and move on. Like, don't have to review it. Guy doesn't have to go look at a tablet, doesn't have to get under the hood. Just have a guy in the booth who has every camera angle at his disposal with a button, a clicker to reverse, anything, and get the shit right. Because that was look, I felt bad for Dolphins fans. That was bullshit. Massabee says the first drive, second half, short passes, using Keaton, outside runs. Please, more of this from Monken. Yeah, that was a quintessential perfect drive, in my opinion. Maybe the only one of the day, but I agree with you. There was moments where it's like, okay, here's what this is what I expected to see, but still moments on the other hand where I was kind of scratching my head from a play call standpoint. But let's get back into some of this box score. 3 catches for Isaiah Likely for 60 yards. Nice to see him break out. Had a long of 35 yards on 4 targets. Man, I mean, one of the plays, the biggest play, was on a kind of a scramble. You know, it was kind of off script. But how good was it to see that guy out there getting some swag back and getting the ball in his hands?
Great. This is the only thing I'll say, Glenn. I guess I shouldn't. If for this foreseeable future, Isaiah Likely's quarterback will be Lamar Jackson. Does it ever make you wonder how many guys Lamar makes better than what they are?
A lot.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Even on defense, everywhere.
Yeah, it's just wild how unquantifiable his impact is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right? So, but to your point, happy to see him do well. Happy to see the tight ends eat today, period. Charlie Kohler, of course, with the tutty. Mark with – man, I don't care what anybody says. I love when Mark is hyped.
Yes.
Like, it's so – you can't find people that care more about this game.
Right, yeah.
I mean, he just puts it all out there, puts it all on the line. Yeah, good game for him as well. Mm-hmm. But good day for the tight end room in general.
Yeah, Charlie Kohler, 2 catches, 23 yards and a touchdown. Mark Andrews, only 2 catches were 2 touchdowns. And like I mentioned, the 2 QB sneaks for the first down. Yeah, what a great game for the tight ends. I mean, they were the stars of the show outside of the one catch really that mattered for Rashad Bateman. He had another meaningless catch, but that was, at least he got the touchdown. I think we need to see Rashad Bateman remove the sleeves like we saw from Derrick Henry. Too often are corners able to reach out and grab his sleeves, and I think that isn't as obvious to the ref as if they grab his jersey and pulled the jersey because of how tight it is. I think he needs to come out of these baggy sleeves. They use it against him. I don't see what advantage he gets out of it.
It's a style thing. Bateman's into the back. I think that's his thing, dude.
Get the sleeves out of there, man. They're hurting. I think they're honestly hurting him. I'm not even joking. This is. I think it's impacting his ability because people can just grab it. Like them sticky ass gloves that people wear. They just catch a sleeve and they pull you without even gripping it.
Right. No, that's a really good point. I thought it was funny. Was anybody able to lip read what he said to the ref to get his penalty?
No, we need to see John Boy or something.
Anyway, go back and watch it, and it's fun. And then look at who the ref is, and like his reaction. It's just a hilarious interaction to me.
I think he definitely dropped an F-bomb or something because that was a quick flag, whatever he said. But yeah,
but I never thought about that, Glenn. But that's a good point because I don't know if that was a callable offense.
Yeah,
but
I think it was. At least it was some sort of like a hold or illegal contact. Maybe not interference, but I just wish, come out of the sleeves, man. Because like people ain't grabbing when you're sweating. They're not getting your hold of your skin, but they can easily grab a sleeve, especially because they're baggy. He wears his baggy. They're not even tight.
Right. Now, notice you got the defense up. I know we're going to go through stats, but we'll do this a little bit backwards. Let's go through the stats, and then I have some things to say about the defense. I have some questions.
Yeah, Roquan follows up his impressive performance last week with 12 tackles this week, including 9 of the solo edition. He had a pick in his hands, played it beautifully, but look, he plays defense for a reason, and he dropped it, but did get credit for the pass deflection. Teddy Buchanan coming off the heels of winning Defensive Rookie of the Month in the AFC, which left some content creators kind of head scratching. But look, Teddy Buchanan playing his ass off out there causing fumbles, ends up getting the strip on Malik Washington, I believe. And then Marlon Humphrey, 2 pass breakups today, looking sticky in coverage, super physical against the smaller, kind of shiftier wide receiver he was asked to guard. Nate Wiggins had a pretty decent game out there. Kyle Hamilton again. I mean, what an absolute freak show he is. I mean, he might be. It's so crazy. He might be our best tackler. I think he's our best blitzer. And by the way, Jimbo, I think everyone in my basement laughed hysterically when on 4th down, McDaniel called a fade route from a slot fade route in the red zone to his 5'8" running back against our 6'4" god of a safety. I don't know what the hell they call. Like, what the hell were you thinking, McDaniel?
Yeah, that was insane to me. The guy doesn't even know how to run a fade.
No, and he runs a jump ball route to a guy who's 8 inches shorter.
Right, that's like me and you.
Yeah.
Like, why would anyone do that? Why? I would line up and be like, Coach, what are we doing?
Yeah, let me run by him. Let me run by him.
Give me some space. The only way I'm getting this ball in that scenario, A-Chan's get up if he just blatantly pushes him. Or Kyle falls.
Yeah, that was a head scratcher, but shout out to Kyle Hamilton for just being an absolute demon out there. Malachi Starks finally gets on the board with a play. I love to see Travis Jones and Mike Green notching another sack, but even more impressive, I love watching Brent Urban get on the stat sheet with a half a sack. Ajabo, why don't I even like it when Ajabo gets on? Like, first of all,
he had a tackle.
The dude dove into the dirt. And Ajabo and Mike Green rushed to touch him. Let's call it what it was. That wasn't a sack for either of these guys.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm thinking of the play down the line of scrimmage when he was running to his left. He was in there on a running play. It was a running play.
Okay.
Did he get credit for that? Where's he even at?
I mean, he has the same amount of tackles as our punter.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, but I mean, look, I think the front did what they could do. They played as well as they can play. We're just in need of a more impressive outside rusher. I mean, it's just no doubt about it. We need it, and I think Eric DeCosta is hopefully going to be aggressive at the deadline. Let's take a look at some of the Dolphins stats here, Jimbo. 25 of 40 for Tua, 261, 1 interception, sacked twice. Is like, do you look at this as like, man, they're just. Do you see improvements enough on the defense over these last 2 games to think that this is a defense good enough to get it done when it matters most?
I don't think I'm there. I think I'm still where I was. I'm happy with the 6 points today, but what makes me most confident is their ability to be good enough. Just passable, right?
Yeah.
And if you're good enough, our offense is so electric that the lion's share of the pressure will ultimately fall on the offense. But I do think we have a chance, if we can make a move at the trade deadline, to be a team that can say, our defense can get it done, right? Like, the pressure's on, lightest or brights, or the lights are brightest, our defense can get it done. Somebody talked about the trenches at the beginning of the game, and that's what I was going to ask you. I know we got ran on early on, and I see a lot of people on Twitter still somehow being Anyway, people on Twitter think that they're smarter than what they are, but everyone is talking about how the defense still needs a lot of work and pump the brakes and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Okay, like, nobody ever declared the defense world beaters, so stop, right? But you're not like telling
Pagano might have before the season.
But I mean, like, recently, right? Nobody said, oh, we just beat the Miami Dolphins, therefore we are the best defense ever. Nobody ever said that, and people are acting like people said that. No one has said that. But anyway, what I really want to know is, I have a few questions. One, do you really think the trenches played that bad? Like, I feel like they're getting absolutely destroyed here in the media, and I think they did okay. I think they were serviceable. I think they were what we expected them to be. Like, did we expect more out of them?
Well, they're undermanned. That's the problem, and it shows, because I think right now what I would describe this defense as turnover dependent, and they were aided a lot today by turnovers and mistakes by the Dolphins. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. I think they ran the ball pretty well to start the game, which had me a little bit disappointed. James Henkel says, get us Zach Seiler for a 5th. I think he just signed an extension. So I don't know if they are even able to trade this guy because the cap penalty would be insane if they did so. So, I mean, I agree. I think they need to add somebody to the edge. I just don't know if Zach's going to be the guy because of his recent contract extension. Seiler and Zeitler and any other lures. I like that. So he'll take any lure. If you give him a Seiler, a Zeitler, any lure, JP Bugs wants him.
Hey, let's take him. I ain't mad at it.
Yeah.
But you understand what I'm saying, though. Ultimately, I think they did okay.
They did okay. Yeah, okay, I guess. But, I mean, if this was a more competent – if the team didn't shoot itself in the foot, which I think the Dolphins, it's safe to say they did.
First half would have been a lot different.
Could have been a lot different, yeah.
Second half, I don't know how much different it would have been. First half definitely would have been a lot different. But sure. I guess my overwhelming point is just simply this. Saying the defense has not made progress is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. Huge.
You know, the defense has made 6 points is 6 points. Shape it, frame it however you want. We gave up 6 points.
Yeah, and this is the same Dolphins team that they absolutely destroyed the Falcons last week. Tua went for 4 touchdowns and no picks against the Falcons. So on the road. So, I mean, you got to give them a little bit of credit for doing this in the Miami Dolphins' backyard, albeit it sounded more like the Ravens' backyard, but it was, believe it or not, in Miami where the game was played. But look right here. I mean, Devon Achane, 14 carries, 67 yards, 4.8 yards per carry, which I believe lost me the over-under prediction. I think I predicted them to be under. All because, a couple long runs, guys. You let this guy get loose on you. Ollie Gordon, disappointing to see him go down. Two carries, 6 yards, goes down with a knee injury. Let's see here. Miami's receiving core. It's like what we said, Jimbo, going into the game. You had 2 guys to worry about. Achane, 14 carries, 67 yards, and Jalen Waddle, 6 catches, 82 yards. You keep those 2 under wraps, and it's really hard for this offense to get anything going. I mean, Malik Washington tried his best, but he kept getting tackled by his throat. I mean, he got tackled by his neck one way and then tackled by his neck the other way. Dude was fumbling the ball. Kind of felt bad for the Washingtons as both of them took turns fumbling the rock. Let's see here. Anything else noteworthy?
No, and let's just really quickly go back to our defense.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I didn't really ask you this either. Like, how are you feeling after this game about our defense? You asked me the question, right? Like, do we think this defense is enough to get it done? How are you feeling about it? Because, anyway, how are you feeling about it?
It's kind of like I said. I think right now this defense is turnover dependent. I think if they don't get turnovers, I'm not very confident that they're going to be able to stop a guy. Now, here's what I hope they could do. If they could even just say, you know what? All right, we're not going to be the best at, causing, creating 3 and outs. We're not going to be the best at causing a lot of punting. But what we can do is focus on situational ball and be the best red zone defense we can possibly be. I think that would be enough to win it. Like if they can create turnovers, occasionally, and then not give up touchdowns in the red zone, hold teams to 3, then why can't we go ahead and outscore teams and beat teams? I mean, I think if nothing else, you have to get more granular in your practice and make sure you practice red zone like crazy. Like absolutely drill red zone defense into this team. I mean, if you can hold teams to 3, Lamar Jackson and company will definitely outscore teams. So to me, it's turnover dependent, and you got to get real. And they have been. I mean, they've been holding teams to 3. They did it to Chicago, and now they did it to Miami. And so in that regard, I think that's good enough. But, man, it would be nice to see them add an edge that can influence the passer.
Yeah, I agree. I think if we're able to do something like that, I think it goes a long way. Tone Virgo says Hard Rock Stadium is really owned by the Ravens. We're just generous enough to allow the Dolphins to play there. Our beach house. I like that.
I love that. We're going to call that our beach house. I love that.
That's right. Let's go, baby.
Yes, sir. Baltimore South. I mean, it was crazy how noisy it was. Yeah. I even saw fans on Twitter posting videos like at the beginning, before the game even started, like where the momentum hadn't even shifted all to us, and they were still dominating the stadium. I mean, it's pretty darn cool to see the Ravens fans travel like that.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
the Ravens hate watch Sunday will be glorious. Yeah,
Steelers. Yeah,
or the Steelers. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this will be a fun, relaxing Sunday to watch and root against all of the AFC North. And it's going to be hard to root against Flacco, but it won't be that hard if he's got tiger stripes on his helmet. Let's be honest. But it'll be real easy to be rooting for the Indianapolis Colts to beat the Steelers. put some more pressure on them. We'll be one game back after beating them. I mean, that's after they lose. That's pretty darn cool, especially when you consider we still have 2 games left to play with them. 5 of our last 8 games are against the AFC North. So, I mean, look, I think we're very much so staring the eyes of a home playoff game in Baltimore once again.
My goodness. How crazy is it what 5 days of a difference will make? 2 wins. We're still 3-5.
I know. It's crazy.
It is weird. It's weird to think of Manny Monstromanolis says, with this momentum, who would you still be willing to trade for upgrades? Yeah, I don't know if you can take Voorhees, Filele.
For real. I don't think that. I think picks is what we'd be trading, Manny. We're not trading any asset. Not anything, because if we trade something, something that they would want, that means we're probably trading a good player. And the Ravens can only use all the good players, that they can have. So, I would say draft picks for sure is what we'd be trading. But definitely want to see the Ravens add to somewhere in the Jair. Yeah, you can trade Jair. Yeah,
Anytime.
DK says let's trade Jair. I mean, look, the Ravens obviously don't want him. He's a healthy scratch again this week. But I don't think anybody wants Jair. That's the problem. I don't think he's gonna draw any assets our way. But I do think fourth round pick, third round pick, maybe. I don't know about third, but they'll definitely give him a fourth or worse to hopefully bring in somebody. But I just hope it doesn't come down to a bidding war, because we know the Ravens aren't gonna win any bidding wars on the trade market.
Yeah. Speaking of, this is a really random question. Fantasy.
Jair
question.
is healthy, by the way.
Yeah. Can I ask you a fantasy question real quick, Glenn?
Yeah, what's up?
All right. I think the answer is easy. If you have a choice to play Dart or Stafford, you play Stafford, right? Like if you
yeah, I would. Yeah.
It's a pretty easy answer, right? Like,
I mean, it's not easy because of the scramble ability of Jackson Dart. I mean, I have him on my fantasy team, so you're asking actually the perfect guy. But since he's been active, I don't think he's scored under 20 points since he's been a starter. So, I mean, but now losing Scatterbo isn't going to help him because Tracy's a huge drop-off. But, and the neighbors, I mean, it's a shame that we never got to see those two connect. But because of the fact that he's probably going to have a scrambling touchdown every game, I think you got to at least think about it. But Stafford, yeah, I would go with Stafford for sure.
Yeah, Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to throw us all off there, but
I see you. Who
my sister is way into fantasy.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
I would have never, if you would have said, guess who I'm helping with her fantasy team, I would have probably had to go really far down the list to get to your sister. That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
we're in a family fantasy league, and I told everyone, almost everyone was for first year fantasy. I said, look, you're gonna get into it. Everyone was ripping it, fantasy, blah 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 blah. I don't do all that. You're gonna get into it.
Yeah, it is
just
fun.
Is what it, my brother-in-law is playing fantasy football. If my nephew's watching, his dad is playing fantasy football. We never thought this would have happened, and he's into it.
It's fun, man. I mean, pretty much everybody I know has a fantasy football team of some sort. And believe me, I had Jalen Waddle on my team, so I was kind of, once we were up by a lot, I was like,
gosh, hoping for some jump time.
Once we were up by a lot, I was like, can you throw Jalen the rock though?
Oh my gosh! Well, I made a mistake tonight. I forgot to edit my lineup and put Derrick Henry back as a starter, and I forgot to put Zay back in as a starter.
No,
I just forgot.
No,
I was like, and then the first snap, I was like, oh, oops, too late.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Mistakes were made. Corey C says defense still super suspect, playing way too much zone coverage. Good game by 8. Yeah, well, I mean, look, I do think
I'm shocked that you got suspect out of that word.
I just the context.
That's impressive, Glenn.
Yeah. I think, well, JP Bucks helped me a little bit in the chat, as you can see.
Oh, I see. Okay.
He was already questioning it and figured out the answer. So shout out to JP for helping me on Corey's super chat. But yeah, I think the defense still has a ways to go. I think we need to be more aggressive, especially if we're not going to add to the edge room, because it's pretty clear. Like, when your leading sack getter of a game, and I like this guy, is Brent Urban and David Ajabo, you got problems. You got problems.
You got problems. Look, and listen, but this is my thing, Glenn. Was anybody really fooling themselves into thinking this defense this year was ever going to be world beat? Was anybody going to be sure, we need to maybe not be as suspect, but was anybody fooling themselves at
I
this
thought
point
we had
in
the best
season,
secondary. Oh, well, not now.
going into this game, thinking
no.
we have an opportunity to turn this thing around, like we're going to be dominant. No, this defense is just never going to be dominant.
No, it's definitely not. Unless they get that guy, unless they get.
Sure, and that changes things.
That could change things. I'm seeing rumors that the Eagles are trying to throw 2 first-rounders to the Browns to get Myles Garrett. Now, that would just piss. If they get Myles Garrett too, that would piss me off. But I know we're not getting him, obviously. There's no way the Browns would trade Myles Garrett. That'd be like us trading Ray Lewis to the Steelers in his prime. Like,
watch him do it.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take Myles Garrett. I'd give up 2 1s for Myles Garrett. That dude's that guy. Literally, if you could say you can trade for one player in the whole league, no matter what position, I would trade for Myles Garrett. I wouldn't even think twice. I don't care.
Let me think.
Any offense, defense, anyone.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm just it's to me it's going to be pass rusher, and I hate TJ Watt. If TJ Watt wore like Ravens, I would vomit. I would just vomit, dude. It would be bad.
Yeah. Would trade anyone but 8 for Myles? Well, yeah, I might. Oh, Kyle would be tough though. Kyle would be tough.
Yeah.
That's the only one who made me pause is Kyle Hamilton. But literally anyone else, see ya. See you later.
Just run Kyle, and you can take the rest of the defense, trade it for. We could put Garrett and Hamilton on defense, and just.
That's it. And then just a bunch of guys around them.
No. Just 2 people on the field.
Just 2 people.
That's what I'm saying. Just 2 people. Garrett can take on everybody up front and just leave Hamilton everywhere else. Would be good.
Yeah. That would be something. But look, I think the Ravens bounced back like we thought. Ravens, Lamar Jackson had the efficient game that we kind of both predicted.
Glad he got out of it healthy. Glad he looks good. And ultimately, Glenn, look, we're here now. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here now. This is the part. All right. So if the season is a marathon, everybody says this, right? There's always a moment in a long race. It's always a humbling thing because all your weaknesses are exposed and it's not short enough to where you can just grit your teeth through it, right? Mm-hmm. Every single time, doesn't matter who you are. I'm using a comparison here. If you're running for anywhere from 3 to 6 hours, your weaknesses are exposed. The Ravens came out of the gate and were clearly unprepared.
Yeah.
Right now they've gotten an opportunity where we hit a little downhill, and now you can breathe, you can recalibrate, get your nutrition back. But how are you going to react to this opportunity that you've been given? You got some downhill, you got some wind in your back, you got all the momentum going. But how are you going to learn from the first part of that race, right? Like that's what it's going to be. What are we going to do moving forward? How are the coaches going to coach better? We got a little mini bye here. How are they going to take advantage of that? As guys continue to get healthy. But what is it that we're going to take away from that experience, knowing that we still have a good shot to, like you said, Glenn, have a home playoff game?
Yeah, man.
What are we going to do about it? We're given a second chance.
So
that's ultimately what it comes down to.
They get a mini bye now. Give anybody who had any bumps and bruises coming out of this game a chance to get healed up. Then you go on the road to play a Minnesota Vikings team that's banged up and I think kind of down in the dumps. We saw Carson Wentz just had surgery, and the last time we saw Carson Wentz, he was literally crying on the sideline, literal tears on the sideline. So they're an absolute mess. And then you have the Browns after that on the road again. So as long as you don't let Myles Garrett destroy you that game, you should have 2 wins coming out of this mini bye. And then I think at that point, the Ravens may very well have the outright lead in the AFC North or tied for it. This is let's not forget, the Colts beat the Steelers this week. We're 1 game out.
That's
one
insane.
game out. Like it's absolutely ridiculous. Grab Calais. I would love a Calais Campbell return to Baltimore. Love that.
I agree 100%. Let's see. Massive B says, remember Mahomes' first Super Bowl 2019, not good defense not good defense he had. How does the Ravens defense compare to that Chiefs one? Same, worse, or better? I think that's fair. Has Chris Jones been on every team that they won a Super Bowl with?
Yeah.
Ultimately, that's to me.
Well,
what it would
they
come down
ratchet it
to.
up every year in the playoffs, even when they're down in the regular season. You look at their
Yeah.
playoff performance; they always play well above their head. This year, they figured it out early. They're playing good defense already. They're one of the
Yeah.
best defenses in the league, and now the offense has got Rice back. And I mean, they're going to be a horse. They're going to be a bear to try and take down. There's no doubt. And it looks like if things keep going how they're going, it's going to be hard to pass them, at least for the Ravens, as far as getting a home playoff game against them. But I guess the Broncos might have something to say about that, because it looks like the Broncos might win that whole damn division. It's going to be a fun race, but I don't know if the Ravens will ever, at some point this season, be able to pass them record-wise. But that's fine.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I mean, this is the situation that we're in, right? Let's embrace it and take it head on. But I think that's it for us tonight, folks. Great win for the Baltimore Ravens. Look, our next show will very most likely be the night of the trade deadline or the day after. Glenn, I need your prediction now. Is there a move made?
Absolutely. Yeah, there's definitely a move made. There's too many teams now that are falling out of contention. I think the Dolphins are sellers, even though they said they weren't. That's just something they were saying to keep their players motivated for one more week. The Giants, same thing. They're done.
Yep.
They're selling. The Falcons, they're toast. I mean, so yeah, I think the Ravens will be buyers. I just hope and pray that it's a meaningful move and not just a move to appease the fan base and make it look like they're being aggressive and it's some ancillary player who's more of a depth piece than a difference maker. Make a difference maker type move, Eric DeCosta.
Man, I hope you're right, Glenn. DK, what say you? Move, no move? Move? All right, let's go. So 3 for 3. I say we make a move. Glenn and DK also make a move. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hope for that. Let's hope Eric gets it done. Look, he gets a big paycheck. Let's make him work for it. Yep. Eric, go out there and get us a pass rusher. Get it done. We'll be back soon to talk about it and get you all tuned up for what comes next for the Baltimore Ravens. But that's it tonight, folks. We'll talk to you soon.
See you.
See you.